Good morning, everybody. Here we are, our Siyum Farbrengen, a huge mazel tov. We finished Vayishlach Yeshua, Garments of the Soul. I am very, very proud of every single one of us for joining every day, every morning. Even if you catch up online, I'm very, very, very proud. And you should also be very proud. And even if you missed some, it was last night that they did the Lekutei Sichos Siyum for Sefer Yud Beis. And it was very beautiful because at one point they said, even somebody who felt that they fell off the bandwagon, don't give up. You can do it. And the fact is, you at least tried. You signed up and you had really honest, attempt. You really wanted to at the time when you did sign up. So therefore, it counts and everything counts. And so it's a beautiful, beautiful thing that even if we missed the class or if we had to catch up online, Baruch Hashem, you signed up and you joined and you joined with us. So I wanted to speak a bit about it and have a Farbrengen about the concepts that I personally really enjoyed, and one of the reasons why we chose to do this Maamer. I feel that I did tell the story. I'm pretty sure that I was learning about Rav Wolf Greenglass, Mashpia, in one of the head shluchim, the head of Kahas, the head of Merkaz, the head of all of the Rebbe's Meisters in Montreal, Canada. And when he was speaking to the Rebbe wrote to him about, the Seder, because he was also the Mashpia in the yeshiva, the Seder of learning for the students. The Rebbe said that they should have a Shiur in Tanya every single day, and that the Maamer that they should learn should be avoidadik Maamer. They should have practical, you can see it with your own eyes type of relevance and application. So I felt that this Maamer, that in of itself came right after I asked the Rebbe for clarity about which Maamer to teach. I was very torn. I really wanted to do a Shavuos Maamer. But this I felt was a real bracha, and the Rebbe gave us this bracha. So I really felt that this was the clear path to move forward, and especially nowadays. I mean, we're working really hard, whether you're joining our Make It Count program. So you therefore are working really hard on making the most out of this time period. I know all of our lives kind of got thrown a little upside down and then tossed sideways and then flipped over some more over the past few weeks. So the fact is that many of us took this as Hashem gave us an opportunity to do some introspection, to really, for many of us as mothers, we had to reshift our mindset and our schedule and our priorities and make our family and our children top priority. As many of you know, my life has also flipped upside down, but I've learned to really love it and appreciate it and embrace it. So I feel like this Maamer was a really beautiful way to give us some some clarity about things that we could be doing during this time, and not this pressure of be more productive, be better, do more. There's a lot of that coming out, whereas as opposed to this Maamer, it gives us a clarity about where we're meant to be working. What are the things we're meant to be working on? Yes, there are times when my emotions get carried away, and there are times when I don't have full control. We are working on it during Sfiras HaOmer, and we're working on ourselves in that sense. But at the same time, we have to be proud of ourselves, and we have to really appreciate the beauty in working on our thoughts and our speech and our actions. And I love that the Rebbe makes it so. The Rebbe doesn't just say, okay, go be perfect. The Rebbe says, this is what to work on. This is the key that's going to give us the entryway into everything else, right? Just like we said, Yericha was the key, and Yericha is representative of our thought, speech, and our action. And through that, through entering and through, quote unquote, conquering these things, we will get that clarity. We will get that chayas to be able to have a lot more brachas in regards to working on our emotions, in regards to having, more ira, more ava, and it makes sense. It was interesting. I was recently speaking to somebody who said, I don't really have time to learn every day. I don't really have time to like make this a priority, but I'm making, other things a priority. And it's interesting how, in a certain sense, that second thing that she was doing, instead of learning or instead of davening or instead of whatnot, was also shifting her emotional makeup inside, right? So the choices in what actions and in what she surrounded herself with was also taking a shift on where her desires were, where her internals were holding, where she was, how she viewed the world, how she viewed the situation, whatever's happening now in the world. And these are small decisions, so to speak. It's seemingly a small decision to work on the actions that we do throughout our day. Really, we should, sit down and, I don't know, whether it's therapy or whether it's, write down a journal every day, or whether it's, call a best friend and really work through our like internal struggles. At the same time, we should know that by working on our thoughts and working on our speech and working on our actions and what we choose to do throughout our day does make that long-lasting effect inside. It does put us in a different place. And I think going through the Maamer, I learned a lot. I mean, this is not my first time learning it, but I really learned a lot, and it gave me a lot more. It re-inspired me into how important it is how we place ourselves in our lives. The Rebbe used to say, a Jew doesn't find himself anywhere. You don't just find yourself in a situation. You don't just find yourself in a position where, oh, whoops, like where I just woke up and where have I been this whole time, or where am I headed? Or we don't just find ourselves in these positions. We proactively place ourselves, and we need to be very aware about what are the decisions that put us in such a situation. It's interesting because and I'm not talking about productivity, but just seeing what our focus is in our time. And I spoke about this recently when I did the Shidduchim course, that, when I see sometimes people's profiles, and it says, I love barbecuing, and I love playing basketball, and I love, hiking, and that's beautiful. But sometimes I wonder, when's the last time you actually barbecued? When's the last time you actually went biking or hiking or all these different activities that you say you love? Because in reality, what counts is not necessarily what you write on paper. It's what you make a decision to make it a priority in your life. It's the actions that you take. It's what you schedule into your day. It's what you schedule into your month. It's what you schedule into your year. Do you love traveling? Do you? Do you make that a real priority? So again, it's beautiful to have thoughts, and it's beautiful, not thoughts, but it's beautiful to have, aspirations. It's beautiful to have all these things. But the Maamer reminds us what's really important, and what are these things that we can conquer. We can conquer the way we talk to ourselves. We can conquer the mindset with which we approach all things in our lives. From the very clearly Klei Kodesh, from our davening, from our learning, from how much time we actually make to learn, how much time we make to learn Chassidus, how much time we make to learn, halacha, and prepare ourselves to be that keli for those things, right? How much time do we make that a priority in our lives? And not only that, but how we view ourselves also in regards to other things. Are we working towards having a better financial future? And again, Hashem sent us here to make a dir v'tachteinim. We weren't sent here to hide under a rock or to climb up a mountain, disappear from the world, and meditate for the rest of our lives. No, we were sent here to make a dir v'tachteinim. When you go and you do your job in a good, honest, and you make the Rebbe proud in your particular job, that's exactly your shlichus. That's exactly where you're meant to be. So again, our thought, speech, and our action is not just in Klei Kodesh. It's not just, oh, I'm a good Jew when I'm learning. I'm a good Jew when I join the Shiur in the morning. We have to be a quote unquote good Jew throughout our day. We have to be a mensch to our coworkers. We have to be a mensch to our family. We have to be a mensch to our siblings and our parents and our, we are a walking representative. We are a walking representative of the Eibishter. And those are the garments that we put on. And again, going back to the garment aspect of it, yes, it's literal garments, but it's also your choice of garments, how you choose to think. Do you have Yiddish mindset? Do you have a Yiddish perspective on the world? Do you have a Yiddish, have you seen the Rebbe's viewpoint on, in Baruch Hashem, our Rebbe spent many, many, many thousands of hours speaking about all kinds of things, from, everything under the sun. The Rebbe has at some point or another given some sort of perspective, from raising our children and, kosher animals, from how to approach coworkers, different mitzayim, how to just be a mensch. The Rebbe also has, I don't know if you guys saw in this last, the Chassidic Heritage for ER, had a beautiful article about how to take, what's our viewpoint in regards to medicine and how much quote unquote power a doctor has, how much we have to trust and have bitachon and trust in Hashem, and how much of it also we have to go to someone who we trust and we truly believe that they know and they're doing what's best for us, and from the medical world, and hear their advice from it. So again, there is a Yiddish perspective about every single aspect of your life. And the question is how much you're introducing and how much you're thinking those thoughts from Hashem's perspective, from the Rebbe's perspective, from a Jewish standpoint. So being aware that it's possible we have, different perspectives about marriage, different perspectives about parnasa, how, what does it mean to be wealthy, or what does it mean to be financially secure? What are the steps I need to take? How do I see money? Do I see money as a negative thing that is, it's gashmias and grub and disgusting, and so therefore psychologically I'm pushing it away? Or do I see money as an opportunity for me to give more tzedakah, for me to support the organizations that really need my support, for me to, give my children the chinuch education that they need? Jewish schools aren't cheap, So again, what's the Yiddish perspective on the thing before me, and am I having the right mindset? And that is something we can conquer. That is something we can work on. That is something we can improve in our lives. We can see the world, as you know, Living Chassidus, our logo, you can see the world through Hashem glasses. So again, thought, speech, and action. It starts there. We also need to work on everything else, and that's another beautiful part about the Maamer, that the Rebbe doesn't just say, oh, you know what, you guys, all y'all, you can't reach the level of tzaddik, so don't even bother working on your emotions. You're a grub human being, and you get angry, and you're a grub human being, and you have little sensitivity for godly things. Okay, who cares? Just move on. You're just not at the level to reach it. The Rebbe would never say such a thing, and B, the Rebbe gives an entire ice in the Maamer to say, 1 second, yes, it's hard. Yes, we're not expected to have perfect emotions. First of all, for the record, we're not expected to have perfect anything. We're expected to try. We're expected to give our hardest work and to really make an attempt. But if Hashem wanted perfect, He would have created us perfect. Hashem wants our deepest, attempt at improvement. Hashem wants our deepest attempt at doing perfect, not being perfect. Okay? So again, the Rebbe comes and says, yeah, you guys can't reach such a thing. Chas v'shalom. The Rebbe would never say such a thing. The Rebbe says, we all took an oath, which is we all have this power to at least attempt. We can try to be more sensitive. We can try to work on our love for Hashem. And in the last Maamer, if you didn't join us for the last Maamer, it's also on our YouTube channel. But let's see, we did actively work very hard to have more of a love and appreciation for the Eibusher. We worked very hard to make the bottom line of our Avodah Kabbalah soul. We have that. We can do that. That said, we shouldn't beat ourselves up by not achieving perfection. It's not something that we are expected to be perfect at. But our thought, speech, and action, we have that power. Just like every single one of us has the power to hold ourselves back because we realize somebody's in our house, our kid, broke something, and we handle it very differently when somebody else is in our home than when we're just alone with our child and, we give a nice shout. Or not so nice, depending who you are. But and again, this is not it happens, and this is what we're, Baruch Hashem gave us this beautiful shlichus. We're meant to work on ourselves, and this is what we're meant to do. So again, it means we have the power to be able to hold ourselves back. We have the power to surmera, to step back from evil or from doing the negative thing, and asay taif, and introduce something positive. We have that power. We have that power to say, wow, I'm really dreading this financial thing, or I'm scared to take this this risk, whether it's dating, or whether it's taking a new job, or whether it's learning something new about finances, and I'm scared to take that step. Sir, 1 second. Where is that coming from? And again, we spoke about this as part of the Maamer. How do we know where our thoughts are coming from? The Rebbe speaks about it in different letters in Igros. By where it leads you at the end. If by the end of this decision, am I going to feel proud? Am I going to feel happy? Am I going to feel like, wow, I made the Eibusher proud during this time period. I made the Eibusher proud by making this decision. I put my head down on my pillow and I say, wow, that was a great decision I made. Or sometimes we think, I'm so tired. I need, I need some time to, and again, decompress could be a wonderful and beautiful thing, or decompress could lead you to, by the end of the day, you put your head on the pillow and you're like, ay, how did I make such a decision? I wasted so much time, right? So you have the clarity of where it's coming from by where it's leading you to. The Yetzer Hara doesn't lead you to do more Torah mitzvahs, I'll tell you that much. And even if it's dressed in a Chassidic garb, and it comes and tells you, you have to berate yourself for being such a terrible person and tell yourself off, because how are you going to learn? How are you going to learn the lesson? Most people do not learn that lesson. Most people, that's a Yetzer Hara thing that comes and puts us down and destroys our self-esteem and destroys our positive, Ivdus Hashem b'simcha. So just take the next step and move forward. There's a famous story of somebody who, I'm pretty sure it was Rabbi Mendel Futterfass was kind of joking. He said, what's a chassid? Chassid is someone who chas v'shalom ate pork on Yom Kippur. Pork on Yom Kippur, and the next day davens by avodah. Right? So this is wild. What do you mean? On Yom Kippur, ate not kosher, not just like not kosher, ate like the epitome of what we connect to something that's not kosher. How can he daven by avodah the next day? Because every single moment is a new opportunity for a new decision. It's a new opportunity for a new thought. It's a new opportunity for something, a new version of a speech that we give ourselves or we speak to somebody else, and it's a new opportunity for a new action. Even if I made a mistake a minute ago, I can choose to make this moment the new opportunity for making the right decision. So even if chas v'shalom we made a mistake and we did something wrong, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and Hashem has given you the gift of a new moment. And this new moment, it's your job, it's your opportunity to conquer your yericha. This moment, it's your opportunity to make the right decision, to choose the right action, to choose the right mindset. And that mindset doesn't mean be negative and beat yourself up. That mindset means, what does Hashem want from me now? He wants me to think good and positive things. He wants me to take this moment and make this opportunity for something positive. I also want to finish off with an idea about tshuva. And I speak about this a lot when I do Tanya classes, but I want to bring it in here since I brought a topic about it. what is real tshuva? Doesn't mean beat yourself up. Real tshuva is realize that every moment is a new opportunity, and now I can turn this moment around, even if I made a mistake last minute, even if I made a mistake a second ago, even if I just gave a big shout, chas v'shalom, in a not good way, and reacted in a very intense way, or spoke negatively, or snapped at somebody in a negative way, or whatever that is. Now is my opportunity to change that. And I can literally stop at that moment, just like we can prevent ourselves from sneezing on someone's face. I could stop in that moment and say, I'm sorry, that wasn't the right decision. Let me make the right decision right here, right now. Let me change my thoughts. Let me change my speech. And let me make the proper action right at this moment. So I hope that this Maamer gave all of us the boost of inspiration and the clarity to work on what decisions we make throughout our day, to work on what we put, what we wear. Both begashmias, yes, we have to be proud shluchos of the Rebbe. We have to be proud, walking, talking, human versions of what people look and say, wow, there goes someone that goes in the path of Hashem. Yes, that means we have to dress like a mensch, even if we're in our own homes, because we see ourselves. And the moment we see ourselves, just like that homeless person I showed the video of, he saw himself differently, and it made him make different decisions. So dress yourself, both begashmias, in a way that makes you proud, in a way that makes the Rebbe proud, in the way that makes Hashem proud, and also dress yourself in your thoughts. Surround yourself with good, positive thinking, with good Yiddish mindset about everything in the world, and surround yourself and put yourself in a situation and make the choices to have the right speech about yourself, towards yourself, the right speech about others and towards others. And not only that, but choosing the actions that you choose, making the priorities of the things that really, when you put your head down on the pillow, you say, wow, I made the right decisions today. That's what it's all about. And we can conquer that. And I hope that gave you a boost of inspiration. And Mitzvah Hashem will continue to conquer this. And we will have revealed good and brachos with Mashiach right now. We will celebrate. We'll join together for a living Chassidus Farbrengen in the Beis HaMikdash very, very soon. Get ready, because Beis HaMikdash, I'm sure, has amazing milchiks for Shavuos. Mazel tov, and I can't wait to see you guys very, very soon with our next Maamer.